India are in a very comfortable position at 175 runs ahead, 421 for 7, punctuated by some wonderful knocks from KL Rahul, Yashasvi Jaiswal and Ravindra Jadeja, who's on 81. His partnership with Akshar Patel has ensured that India are 175 ahead, and looking ahead into day 3, they'll want to extend the lead close to 250 and bat England out of the contest totally. There is no denying the fact that India are dominating in this test match, and most likely they are favourites to go 1-0 up in the 5-match test series. But at the end of the day, when you look at it, Yashasvi Jaiswal missing out on a century, KL Rahul missing out on a century. The kind of shots that both KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal played got criticism from some ends of the spectrum, got praise from some ends of the spectrum. Now understand one thing, when you are playing aggressively, proactively, you need two things that go in your favor: luck and consistency. Today, when Yashasvi Jaiswal started out like a train, when he hit his first ball for a 4, we felt that he deserved a century in his very first test in India. But then in that very same over, Joe Root really came on and then ensured that he got him out. The question was centered around the fact that whether Yashasvi Jaiswal regretted missing out on a ton. Because remember, you don't get centuries that often nowadays when you look at the Indian cricket team, looking at the nature of the pitches, looking at how things are. That is why when the question was asked as to whether Yashasvi Jaiswal felt bad that he missed a century, his answer in the post-day press conference was really mature, to say the least, because it would have been amazing if I had scored 100. I mean, imagine century on debut away, he scored 171 against West Indies. He would have become another one of the few players to have hit a century on overseas debut and in home debut. But unfortunately, it was not meant to be. 80 of the finest runs that you can get. I tried my best to do what I can. When going for that shot, I've taken out certain instances. The first part was about that first part that he missed out on a century, number 1. Number 2, the second part of it was the shot on? When he tried that, Yashasvi Jaiswal stated, I did make the mistake. I am still learning. My main aim is to learn from the mistakes. As I had mentioned, when you are playing proactive, aggressive cricket, you need to be really on the razor's edge. Either you need that luck or you don't get that luck. With Jaiswal, it had worked well until he was 80. But then that one ball which kind of straightened, it went slightly away. He just popped it back. It took a very good catch from Root, by the way. Any other day, if you look at it, that catch might not have been taken. But Root took a great catch, and that's why it took a great catch to dismiss a great innings. But Jaiswal, I tried my best what I want to do. I am playing in a certain positive mindset. I am playing in the way that the team is telling me to. The team's instructions clear, go out and play aggressively. That's what KL Rahul also did. Rohit Sharma had earlier stated, and other players had also stated in the past, that don't play for milestones. It is not an agenda pushing or any kind of a thing. Sometimes you have to prioritize team over milestone. Jaiswal gave you that push, KL Rahul further extended, and now Ravindra Jadeja, looking at the situation, he has done it. So that's why Jaiswal's mature answer should kind of taper down all the things that, oh, he deserved a century. He should have gone for a century. On the other hand, many people are saying maybe he was not prepared to face an off spinner in the very first over. Was he rather taken by surprise that, oh, suddenly England have sprung a surprise by bowling Joe Root? To that, Yashasvi Jaiswal stated, I knew that somewhere he would bowl the first over. I was prepared. I was not surprised. Sometimes you think it works for you, sometimes it doesn't. Now remember, when you look at that particular situation, this point, he was prepared that Joe Root was going to bowl. That's no doubt that he was guiding the surprise element. But the second point, sometimes you think it works for you, sometimes it doesn't. This is the template of aggressive batting. You are often seen with Virendra Sehwag. He may hit 5 boundaries but then get out in the next ball. It happens. If you have an aggressive playing mindset, this will happen. Luck can't be with you every single time. So that is why if you are prepared for the high benefits of aggression, also be prepared for the risks of it as well. Now, this was a big moment for Yashasvi Jaiswal, because remember, prior to the first test in Hyderabad, he had played 4 in West Indies and in South Africa. Now he was playing for the first time in India. It was my first test in India. It was a different environment. Playing in South Africa and the West Indies. I mean, the support was there, the atmosphere was different. In South Africa and the West Indies, you look at it, the pressures might be slightly varying. West Indies, there might not be that much of pressure. In South Africa, the pressure might be huge. In India, the expectations are massive. So, stepping true to that, just displaying the fearless nature of it. I mean, the first 2 scoring shots of his were a 4. He tried whipping Mark Wood for a 6, and then the next 2 shots that he hit of a spinner were 6s. That is the aggression, that is the fearlessness of youth that is there at this point in time. But what about the wicket? Now remember, there was a graphic which illustrated that this wicket was slow. Mark Wood bowled a bouncer at 147 kmph. It arrived at the batsman at 117 kmph. That is how slow and bare this wicket is. But Jaiswal is saying wicket is spinning. It is not a proper flat wicket. The more we score, it will be great for the team. So there seems to be no declaration at this point in time. How much ever India can bat, maybe if India can bat out 1 session, then give the remainder of the sessions to England and then try and survive. If you can survive, great. If you can't, the test match is over in 3 days potentially. So, Jaiswal's quote that don't focus on personal milestones is kind of a change in the mindset that is there in the current Indian setup. For far too long, we have been obsessed with milestones. For far too long, we have been obsessed with centuries. Yes, I do understand the fact that if Yashasvi Jaiswal and KL Rahul has a consistent score, 80, 75, 62, 55, 40, 87, 90, if they have those kind of scores, everybody will then put, oh, he hasn't scored a century. That is evident. A century is important. But looking at the team context, the way how you want to go about it, maybe if you play aggressively, you will get more chances. Sometimes you need that luck factor going your way. And maybe this Indian cricket team is slowly going into that mindset. One only has to buy it and also ensure that, remember, we Indians are very resistant to change. This change in mindset might come at a very good time when Indian cricket might be going into a new era, minus some very important seniors. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Bye-bye.